One thing that I hoped for when I came in as General Director of the mission was to see young people respond to the call.
At youth camp, I remember standing in front of everybody and saying, I'll do whatever, but I really feel like I'm going to be a missionary.
From the time I was little, I knew that God made me to do something different. I felt called to go overseas and share the good news. And when I say little, I mean 4 years old.
Around the time I was in middle school, I began to just have an interest in Japan.
I can speak Japanese and I love Japan, and I have the greatest gift of the gospel. How can I just stay here and be comfortable?
We've had over 10 couples and 2 singles that have responded and answered the call to go to the field in the last couple of years. This totally gives me hope for the future, because that's our next generation of missionaries. We have a lot that are coming to a point of retirement. Our fields are getting smaller, but when we see these new couples coming along, we know we have a very bright future at International Missions.
After our 2-year internship, we will begin working with the immigrant population of southern Bulgaria.
The past 4 years, we've been in Japan. The door opened up for us to step into a ministry in Spain.
We're seeing a great transition in missions these days. In the past, our missionaries have gone to fields and areas that have been responsive to the gospel. But the areas that are left to be evangelized, the unreached people that are still unreached, are in areas that are very resistant to the gospel. They're hard places. These are great opportunities for our new missionaries to go in and break ground for the kingdom. We're excited about these possibilities, and we know that if we are going to reach the unreached, that's where our missionaries are going to have to go.
It is the enemy's territory, so even just flying into the country, a lot of people say they feel the darkness. And of course, here we are coming, representing, the army of God, coming into the enemy's territory.
When you think about the statistics of people who know Christ in Japan, it's less than half of 1%.
Our heart is really just to reach people with the gospel.
One of our primary focuses whenever we get to southern Spain to work with the immigrant population that's there is simply, number one, to just look and be aware of their world, be aware of what's going on, and be able to identify needs. What are their true felt needs? Where are they suffering? Where are they hurting? And how can we be a part of bringing help, hope, healing to their world, to their lives?
Jikwa is a young adult ministry we started in 2003. We plan on continuing to grow and develop Jikwa, but also set up events that will be 100% dedicated to evangelism and making new contacts.
We're going to be working in Bihoro, Japan. We're going to be working with the Japanese pastor there, Pastor Ishii, and he has a great vision for the area. He really wants to expand the ministries in the area to the outlying cities, but up until this point he hasn't had a lot of help.
Lord willing, we are going to serve in Bulgaria for the rest of our lives. After our 2-year internship, we're going to relocate to the southern part of the country and serve the immigrant population there, ministering among them and really whatever felt needs exist.
Christ said, "Go ye into all the world and preach the gospel to every creature." There are absolutely no exceptions. Where there are lost people, that's where the gospel needs to be preached. International Missions is the branch of the National Association of Free Will Baptists that is charged with the responsibility of mobilizing, training, resourcing, equipping our missionaries to get them to the field to fulfill their calling. This is not about international missions. We don't do that. We cannot do that alone. We have to have the support of all of our denomination. I cannot think of any greater cause, any greater effort that we could have than to unite our spirits, unite our resources, unite our hearts in a common cause of reaching the nations, reaching the lost with the gospel. We can do this, but we have to do it together. We can go much, much further together.